So the sun is setting and I get the privilege of looking out into this beautiful forest that surrounds me. One of my favorite holidays is just around the corner, and it is Valentine's Day. When I was little, the Valentine's Fairy, and even actually into an adulthood too, because the Valentine's Fairy has followed me where I have lived and shown up, and when I wake up. When I was little, my room was totally decorated out. I mean, streamers and pink and red and hearts and some gifts, and I really remember vividly just waking up and whoa, how did she do that? I was asleep and I'm telling you, there was streamers on the fan and all over the room, and it was just so, I don't know, it was so magical and wonderful. Well, later I realized that my parents had to say that the Valentine's Fairy came to only those with CF because, I had friends, obviously, as a child, and so they would, why isn't the Valentine's Fairy, visiting me? And so they had to say that, it was because of my CF. Anyways, just a little fun fact of part of my life. I've always really loved Valentine's Day. I don't know why, maybe it's that. But the word love has been in my heart and on my, mind recently. I feel like I still have places in my soul and in my heart that I need to allow Jesus to be a part of. What is love? We say it, I say it, but do we know what it really is? Do we know the definition of it? Do we know what the actions are? Do we live out those actions? We say it, but do our actions match the words? Mine don't. Not all the time. I can pull out some true actions of love, but within that, there are still these broken pieces that show themselves to people, to myself, and I don't want that. So my goal is to, and what I've been working on with this, every journal I feel is another chapter. And so I always title them. I have so many. And this one's Jesus focused, because a lot of times my focus goes all over the place and it really just needs to focus on that. And I have been really yo-yoing and juggling emotions and feeling overwhelmed these past couple weeks. Life tugs on you and it's difficult at times, and I'm human and I'm not always as strong as I wish that I was, or my faith gets questioned, which is difficult when you're having an off day. And so I just am so thankful for these angels that God has placed in my life to renew me and remind me and kind of pull me out and back to the reality of the life that God has given me and given you and is available. So, without allowing this video to go on for 10 minutes, which it could easily, we could sit and talk about this for hours, and I would love that. But let's leave room for this moment of really identifying what the Bible says love is. Let that simmer and soak for a bit, relate it, pray about it, and then come back to each other with what we have found. So, this is 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. Love is patient, kind. Love does not envy, does not boast, is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. The other night, I really sat and thought about each one of those individually, and knowing that that is God's character, and then looking at myself and saying, am I holding up to those? Do I know that that's available? Like, do I know and can I relate and feel to the fact that that's God and how he looks at me and how he is responsive to me in my life and what I do and who I am? You know, he's not rude. He's not, angered when I don't get it right. He's patient with me. He's kind with me. And I think that for me, sometimes I think, well, he's angry and mad, kind of shy away because we're used to our earthly parents. My parents are wonderful, but they're not perfect. No one's is. So for me to really understand what love is has been a new journey. And so I give you these verses to read and look at and think on and talk to God. I mean, I talk to God like I'm talking to you, just in my voice, and say, like we are friends, just as if he's a human, but he's not, so I don't want to, you know what I mean. Let's do that. Let's really think about that. How wonderful, because it seems not possible for this to exist in anything, especially actions towards us. So as we think about that, what it really means to be patient and kind and not envious and not boasting about ourselves, what we've accomplished, not proud, like I don't need you, I'm good. I don't need prayer, I'm good. Rude. When we think about these and then say, am I acting out any of them? And if I'm not, how can I be more like this? And know that this exists. Ask God to open your heart to feel it, and then make the changes you need to make in order to act it out. That's a lot of work in a sentence or two, but I think the first step is reading this and really accepting that this is love, and then the rest we can work on later. So I wanted to share that with you. I love love and I love Valentine's, and if anybody has ordered anything from me, you know that you get a box that is markered up that says you are loved. And I'm writing that even in the midst of understanding love myself. I feel it from these angels in my life. I feel it from God, not all day, every day, but that's my problem. That's not his. It's there for me. Every single second of the day, I just have to open my heart to it. And that's a process, and he's patient to wait for us. So that's what I am focused on, is understanding what love is and allowing for his love to really move into those spaces of my soul that have had trauma and pain and hurt, so that he can heal those, and then I can be fully love to the world, to show people what he is. It's not me, it's not you, it's him. So when we come into these situations with people and we show love, his love, instead of our flesh, which is angered and bitter and rude and, that's when that person gets to see Christ and ask questions and want more. And to me, that's how you change the world. So let's think about it.